Hello Internet, it's TheRoschi, and I'm back with some more Genshin Impact gameplay, and today's episode is about Yae Miko's story quest. That's right, I really enjoy Yae Miko as a character. I think she's great, I think she's awesome. She constantly tricks me all the time. However, not today. Not in this quest. I will not accept it. I am going to see through all of her little schemes, her ruses. I'm going to see what she's planning, and I'm going to figure it all out. Or at least that's what I'm going to tell you. You'll have to see for yourself whether or not that happens. Let's get into it. Take a stroll around Hanamizaka. You plan to visit the Yae publishing house. But after arriving in Hanamizaka, you find that it's more lively than usual here.
We haven't been to the Yae publishing house in a while. Paimon wonders if they have any new books in. The one we read with A that time was pretty cool.
It was alright.
Come on, this is a no-brainer, man. There's only one thing worth wishing for, and that is a ton of Mora.
But the exam's next week. If I fail again, I'm seriously done for. I'm better off wishing that my exam goes smoothly.
It's just an exam. Trust me, there's no problem you can't solve by throwing Mora at it. If it doesn't work, then just keep throwing till it does.
What are they arguing about? It's quite a spirited debate.
Huh? Really? You guys don't know?
No.
You need but stand on this land at midnight, lower your head and recite a special incantation, then your wish will come true.
What does that mean?
Looks like you guys really aren't in the loop. This, my friends, is the next big thing. A highly effective wish ritual guaranteed to make your wishes come true.
Uh-huh. Okay.
A wish ritual? That actually works?
This does not sound credible.
Right? Even Paimon knows that's just not how the world works.
It's not how any of this works.
I didn't believe it at first either, but that changed when it worked for someone I know. It's this guy called Kunihiko. He's practically always been unemployed, wastes his days away, and he owes a lot of money. Like a lot, but get this. I don't see him for a few days, and suddenly I find him dressed to the nines and feasting at a high-class restaurant.
So you tell me he got a job for the mob.
I heard it directly from him. He used this wishing ritual, and the next day he woke up to find his whole bed filled high with Mora.
His whole bed was filled with... Wow!
Paimon, calm down.
Of course, I'm sure the part about waking up lying on a bed of Mora is a bit of an exaggeration. Whether you believe it or not, it's not exactly a difficult ritual. It can't hurt to give it a try, right?
If you're still feeling skeptical, just ask around. There are a lot of very compelling stories going around these days.
Really? Well, come on! Let's go ask around right now, shall we?
Why the sudden urgency?
Well, if it really is true, then just think of all the Mora Paimon could... Oh, and you'd finally be reunited with your twin too! Let's go!
Yeah, thanks for thinking about that second, you asswipe. The great Narukami offering. Alright.
On closer inspection, it seems like there really are a lot of people talking about this kind of stuff. Hey, see those two? Paimon remembers them from the Yae publishing house. One's an editor and the other's an author.
Grasp the thought in mind. Clear like the light of the moon. As close as kin with you. No, thou. Wait, thee? Hear my summons, right?
Man, you're butchering this.
No, it's not hear my summons, it's heed my summons. Heed! You're never going to get it down at this rate.
Hey, what are you guys up to?
Whoa! Sheesh, you scared me. Okay. Where did I leave off with the incantation again?
Incantation? Are you guys trying out this new wishing ritual stuff too?
Junkichi is trying it out, to be specific. He's hit a bit of a creativity block recently, so... I'm helping him make a wish so that he can move past it.
I didn't think you guys would believe in this kind of thing.
I mean, I obviously don't. But Junkichi never listens to an outside opinion, so all I can do is go along with it.
Mr. Shigeru, can you please be a little more accommodating? This is extremely important to me. People have had all kinds of wishes come true. Become more attractive, get rich quick, ace their studies. I'm just a poor, struggling writer looking to get over a creative hurdle. Is that so much to ask? Anyway, I just know this is going to work. I have a gut feeling about it.
Didn't you say the same thing when you went to make your wish at the Grand Narukami Shrine? Oh, I just know this is gonna work. I have a gut feeling about it.
The Omamori from the shrine take too long to have any effect on your luck. All right, enough of that.
Damn.
Help me get this incantation down. My new book depends on it.
Okay. I feel like I know where this is going.
Look, to be completely honest, I think you need to sit down and have a good think about what kind of story you want to write. Where's all that self-confidence you had when you first started out? Look at you now, trying dubious methods from any old light novel.
Wait. What? This wishing ritual comes from a light novel?
Yep, it's from the one called A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits.
That's awful. That's so... Why? Oh my god. Alright. Is it published by Yae Publishing House?
No, it's most likely a self-published title. It just appeared out of nowhere and took Inazuma by storm.
This is borderline Scientology.
As a fellow writer, I'll refrain from passing comment on how well the story is written, but everyone is saying the wishing incantations it contains are the real deal.
Look, Junkichi, yes, everyone's saying it's real, it works, but that's only half the story. I've also heard lots of people saying that everyone who's had their wish granted using this method starts behaving strangely.
What's so surprising about that? They're probably just giddy with joy at having their wish come true.
This is starting to sound a little suspicious.
Oh, just starting? Cool.
Why don't we go to the Grand Narukami Shrine and ask Yae Miko about it?
You know, I was already there. But... I didn't know this was happening, so it's fine.
She's the expert when it comes to both light novels and the supernatural.
Not wrong. You're true, Paimon. True facts. Ooh. Okay. First-hand guide to summoning spirits. We're gonna go talk to Yae Miko. Miko, you're not gonna trick me this time. You're not gonna do it. Unless if the quest is, like, built around making me a fool where I can't figure out what she means if she says stuff. But they wouldn't do that to me, right?
Miko! Great, you're here!
Well, hello there, young ones. What brings you to the shrine? It just so happens that I have a wonderful novel here. I highly recommend it.
We'd like your expert input on something.
Oh? Well, what did you want to ask?
Wow, you're being very straightforward right now. My trust issues are kicking in.
Well, we were just... actually, you look kind of busy. Is this a bad time?
No, not at all. It's nothing major.
Lady Guji, what do you mean, nothing major? I'm begging you, you've got to help me save my brother.
What's up with them?
It really is nothing major. I stand by that. Oh, but since you're so curious, let's have him relate the story one more time, just for you.
You two seem to have a good relationship with Guji-ai. Please, put in a good word for me. You have to convince her to help my brother.
Dude, she's still standing right there. Would that work on anyone? If I was that third person that needed the convincing and I saw that happen, I'd be like, no! Get the fuck out of here!
Here's what happened. My name is Katou Yohei, and my brother is Katou Shingo. All he's ever wanted is to become a swordmaster, so he once asked Sensei Domon of the Meikyo Shisui art to take him on as a disciple. Domon turned him away.
took one look at him and said he didn't have what it takes to train in the art of the sword. But my brother wasn't about to resign himself to defeat. He trained every day as hard as he could, and finally proved himself by defeating one of Domon's best disciples in a duel recently.
Good for them.
But since his victory, he's been acting extremely strange. It's like he's become a completely different person. The doctors can't find anything wrong with him, so I'm betting it must be the work of an evil spirit. That's why I'm here, begging for Guji Yae's help.
Huh.
You know, there really aren't as many evil spirits lurking around as you seem to think. Your brother achieved the goal he'd been striving toward for as long as he can remember, and now it's gone. It's only natural that he feels a little empty and lost while he's trying to find a new direction.
She's not wrong. I mean, if anyone's finished a good book, or television series, anime, anything, that when that journey's over, and there's no more of it, you're just like, what now? What now? That's just like a simple way of putting it. Of course, you could have the same thing. Like maybe you have a goal, you reach it, and it's just kind of like, okay, what's the next thing I do? But I feel like it's just, this feeling is more common when it comes to like entertainment and stuff. That empty feeling.
If it were me, I'd just leave him be for a couple of days. He'll recover on his own soon enough.
And then after a couple days, if it gets weirder, then that would be a reason to come back.
No, Lady Guji. If you saw him for yourself, you'd know. I guarantee you, he's not acting like someone who feels empty and lost.
Then what's he acting like? You just said strange. That's not a good description.
Oh, all right. Then tell me, when did your brother spar with Domon's disciple?
About 5 days ago.
5 days ago, you say?
Yes, Lady Guji. That's a long time for him to be acting up like this. I'm really worried about him. Our greatest wish is to one day found our own school, just like Domon. We can't jeopardize that dream now.
Wait a minute, now I'm a little confused. Are you here to save your brother, or are you here to make your dreams of founding a martial arts school come true?
Yeah.
Well, they're kinda two sides of the same coin, aren't they?
No.
Whatever. Let me ask you this. Have you heard of any interesting new rumors lately? If so, I'd love to hear about them.
I only say no because if he was truly just concerned for his brother, he wouldn't have even had to have mentioned the school that they were going to start. Not saying that this is a bad guy. It's just there's just more than one. It's like, yeah, he just needs his brother for the school. Like, I get it, but it's not all because I'm concerned. If you weren't going to open up a school with the bro, then yeah, maybe he would wait longer and see what happens.
What? Rumors? I haven't heard anything.
Oh dear. Well, that's too bad.
Lady Guji, please stop changing the subject. This is someone's life we're talking about here. Please, you've got to help me.
Miko, he seems really desperate. This thing with his brother sounds really bad. Come on, you should help him.
He looks very pitiful.
Okay, fine. Then it's decided.
Yay, Miko! So you're gonna help him?
She's gonna make us help him.
Katou, whatever your name was. These two guests are trusted acquaintances of mine, and in fact, they are experts in resolving all manner of strange and supernatural phenomena. Exorcisms and that sort of thing are all in a day's work for them.
Well, I see what you're doing. I don't know if that's right.
Yeah! Wait a sec!
Really?
No. I haven't exorcised anybody.
Is that hesitation
I
that
think
I
I have.
detect in your voice? So let me get this straight. You come begging to me for help, I actually recommend someone for the job, then suddenly you start doubting me?
Not at all. Never. Whatever Lady Guji says, I trust wholeheartedly. Thank you two for your willingness to help. Please follow me.
Now hold on a hot second, Miko. We may be a lot of things, but we ain't exorcists.
Yeah, this is way beyond our level. We have no clue about this.
Don't worry. If he wants an exorcism, just grab a handful of salt and mutter some mumbo-jumbo while you're sprinkling it around.
Oh, shit. That's hilarious.
It's a common trope in light novels, right? You just have to have a bit of bravado. As soon as the protagonist gains self-confidence, everything else just magically falls into place.
This is not a light novel, though. Pretty sure there's more to an exorcism than bravado.
Well, you were the ones who seemed concerned about his situation. Don't you think it would be a little unfair to make me do all the work?
But he was asking you specifically.
Besides, we both know you wouldn't be here at the Grand Narukami Shrine unless you had a request for me too.
Oh.
This is an opportunity to demonstrate that you come in good faith.
Yeah. She's not wrong.
This feels all wrong. But you technically have a point, so...
Alright, let's go. Don't worry now, I'll be coming along too.
Oh, okay. Now it's that's not bad at all.
Okay, let's follow Yohei and go visit his brother.
She just roped us in,
What's
but
going on here?
it's not all on us.
Granted, you can never be quite sure what's going on in Miko's mind, but she seems even more disinterested than usual in Yohei's situation. Well, a life's at stake here, so it looks like we'll have to deal with that first before we'll get the chance to ask her about the incantation stuff.
I wanted to say something. It's gonna tie back to what she was saying about the exorcism thing, like just like, you know, the bravado, the salt, the mumbo jumbo, and it just kind of lines up with what it is, and you get confidence, and then you're able to achieve whatever it is you're trying to achieve. I think it's gonna follow those lines of like putting the mental behind it, the positive energy or whatever, could potentially help you succeed. We heard the story from the guys earlier, the guy about the dude that was having financial trouble, and then he woke up and he had money. Like, you don't just get that money overnight, unless if something happened that we don't know about in that story. In which case, putting positive energy out into the universe, and the universe returns in kind. So maybe something did happen that just wasn't included in that story. I don't know, I think it might have to do with something like that. Maybe we'll get into a little bit of like imagination and free thinking and all that jazz because of the light novel stuff. This might reveal like another kind of spiritual magic in this world in some case.
How strange. My brother's been meditating here pretty much constantly over the past few days, but now he's gone.
Meditating?
Yeah, it's something that he suddenly started doing after defeating Domon's disciple. He just sits there alone, talking to himself. It's pretty disturbing, actually. But that's not important right now. Where the heck could he have gone in his current state?
This does pose a bit of a problem. If we can't find your brother, well, we can't perform an exorcism with nothing to exorcise, can we?
This quest is also reminding me a little bit about Hutao's, just a little bit, because there's these, you know, all concerned with being haunted and stuff, and she was just like, we're just gonna do a thing to make them believe that we did the job and their problems were gone and all that stuff. And then she revealed to them afterwards, like, yeah, it's just all in your head, guys. Like, chill out. I feel like this has a very similar feeling to that, because we're talking about an exorcism. I don't think Yae Miko believes there's any reason for an actual exorcism to happen. But she does have a grander purpose for us going through all this,
Katou,
I'd imagine.
whatever your name was. Given the circumstances, why don't you start by going to find your brother, and also picking up a handful of salt on your way? We'll need to use it during the exorcism.
Okay. Okay, got it. I'm on it.
Man.
Miko, what about us? Shouldn't we help look for his brother too?
No need. While What's-His-Face is handling that, we'll take a walk around and ask people what they know about the two brothers. Maybe we'll find out some amusing details.
True. Dude, her calling him What's-His-Face is so funny. I gotta be careful with that. Because I was about to say something. Because Yae Miko going on about, What's-His-Face, and like, paying no real grand attention to him and all that stuff, acting like it's nothing. This is the test. Because Yae Miko really does care for some reason, right? She's just not letting us know. Unless if this is reverse psychology. This freaking character, man. Hey, Nobu.
Hello, sir. We'd like to ask you about the Katou brothers.
Oh, are you debt collectors? Yohei said to tell you not to worry. He'll be able to pay you back as soon as he has enrolled a few disciples.
Okay.
Huh? Debt collectors? No, we're not here for anything like that. But, it sounds like Yohei and Shingo have gotten themselves into a bit of a pickle.
Well, yes. I don't think there's any disputing that. Those two don't have an ounce of dedication between them. They just hop between ideas and won't stick to anything.
Damn.
Huh? But Yohei said his brother has always wanted to become a sword master, and even asked Domon to be his sensei.
That's true, yes. Shingo begged Domon to take him on, and eventually, he finally relented. But even after convincing a renowned sensei to give him a chance, he was the same as ever, bumming around in class instead of focusing on his training. In the end, Domon had had enough and kicked him out. But Shingo was resentful about it. He blamed Domon for not seeing his potential, and even declared that he would challenge a disciple of Domon to a duel.
Wait, what? That's not what we heard.
Oh, how interesting. We heard a slightly different version. My brother wasn't about to resign himself to defeat. He trained every day as hard as he could and finally proved himself by defeating one of Domon's best disciples in a duel recently.
Yeah, Miko just knows this guy's full of shit.
Yohei said that? That Shingo trained hard. That's ridiculous. He just lay there cussing to high heaven all day, every day. Some training regimen, that is. Yohei did tell me about Shingo winning the fight, but I took it with a grain of salt. You can ask Kenji at the village entrance more about that. He always has reliable information.
You know, I'm starting to think of, oh man, how does this all tie into each other? But Miko also said that thing before. You only came here to when you need something, so how about help me with this and, you know, to show good faith, all that stuff. Maybe she's just kind of,
One day, I'll be as great
I don't know, tired of the bullshit of people just like using her for stuff. Even though it's kind of like her job, but because she's very wise, she can just kind of see through the bullshit. And now maybe she's just kind of like, yeah, I just don't care. It's like whatever, you know. And now we're going along with her, and we're seeing it for ourselves that like, oh yeah, these people that ask her for stuff are just kind of not on the up and up all the time. That they're lazy and they don't try to fix their own problems first before coming to her. Hi, Kenji.
Hey there, we've come to ask you about the Katou brothers.
Oh, you mean Shingo and Yohei?
Are there other Katou brothers?
Yeah, we heard that Shingo defeated an apprentice of Domon's recently. Is that true?
Yes, it's true. Wait, so are you here because you heard they're starting their own school and you're looking to sign up?
No.
We're not here to sign up, but we would like to hear more details about the fight.
Well, you've come to the right person. I actually went to watch it. I thought it was a joke when I first heard that Shingo was going to challenge a disciple of the Meikyo Shisui art. But when he drew his sword, he became a whole different person. The way he handled his blade, It was like flowing water, mesmerizing to watch. Domon's disciple is no pushover, but he was absolutely no match for Shingo.
Is Shingo really that strong?
Yep, he seemed pretty euphoric after winning the duel, too. He was celebrating very vocally, saying something like, "What a duel. I haven't felt this good in a long time."
Any other details to share? We've heard that Shingo has been behaving rather out of character since then.
I'd definitely say that he has more energy than he used to. In the past, he never used to do much except lie around sunbathing all day. But just yesterday, for example, I saw him cutting down trees for the village head. In the space of one afternoon, he did what most people couldn't finish in 3 days. Not only that, but he managed to fell a lavender melon tree with just one kick.
That's wild. He's actually being a productive member to society, and his brother is just like thinking that's a bad thing because it's keeping him off track of starting the school with him. Probably. If this is true, that's freaking wild. And what's his name is scum.
Quite impressive.
Things got weird after that, though. The village head brought out some tofu for him, and he just flipped out.
Oh.
He shouted, "What is that stuff? Keep that away from me!" and then ran off.
That is weird. That is actually weird, though. Maybe I was wrong.
Lady Guji, esteemed exorcists. Finally, I found you. I found my brother. He's at the waterfall, and I've got the salt you asked for, too. Come on, let's go.
Oh, as much as I'd prefer to stay and hear some more delicious details, I suppose we'd better be going now that he has been found.
And now we'll get to see him for ourselves. You have anything else to say?
Shingo's been pretty upbeat lately, but for some reason, Yohei's been in a really gloomy mood. I thought they were about to start taking on disciples and start their new chapter. What could be getting him down? Maybe it's the weight of the responsibility dawning on him? If so, I guess Yohei's finally growing up.
Ah, yes, this waterfall.
Look over there. That's him at the waterfall.
Oh.
So this is Yohei's brother. Whoa. He's meditating while sitting in a waterfall. That's pretty wild. Hey, listen! He's talking to himself.
Woo! How's that? Can you feel it?
Okay, that's a little odd.
Can you feel the feeling of manliness?
Alright.
Found your own school. Ha! So shallow. How can a manly man aspire to something so lame? Please, spare me. Spare me. I can't feel the manliness. I can't even feel the cold anymore.
What?
I can't take any more. I'm gonna die.
Okay. So this definitely isn't normal.
Yohei! Yohei! Save me! Save me!
Did you hear that? All the nonsense aside, he's going for help!
Huh? Who goes there?
You know. Us.
He stood up! And now he's coming this way!
No, don't come any closer.
Why?
Help!
What?
What do we do? Miko, think of something!
These brothers are weird.
Oh, poor thing. Yohei, Yohei, your brother's life is hanging in the balance, and he's using his final breaths to call on you for help. Whatever shall we do?
Miko knows what's up and it's driving me crazy.
Well, how should I know?
Is this like a weird setup? What's going on?
The way it looks to me is that Shingo feels terribly resentful to you about something. Would you mind telling me what that's all about?
I don't know what to tell you. I don't know.
Yeah, you do. Say something.
You don't know. But surely you should have more insight than anyone else into how your brother came to be this way? Yohei, I suggest you think very carefully before you open your mouth again. This is a life or death situation. Your brother is your closest relative. You must have noticed straight away when he started acting out of character. And yet, 5 whole days pass before it occurs to you to come and seek help from me. You really expect me not to notice the gaping holes in your story?
I mean, yeah, the story just doesn't make sense in general. We've established that.
But
As you wish. It's fine by me if you don't want to tell the truth. But after Shingo dies, you'll be next.
Damn.
It's futile trying to escape. Anywhere in the world you run to, it will be right behind your back. After all, you did summon it together.
Oh, shit. Okay. That's messed up.
All right, I'll talk. I'll tell you everything. My brother and I used a wishing incantation. We made a wish.
From a first-hand guide to summoning spirits.
Yes, that's it. The one that's all the rage right now. You just have to recite an incantation at midnight and your wish will be granted. Just like the book described, we drew the magic symbol, stepped inside it barefoot at midnight, said the incantation, and lo and behold, spheres of light appeared all around us. After my brother wished to become a swordmaster, it really worked. Out of nowhere, he suddenly had these amazing sword skills, but his whole personality changed too.
Why didn't you seek help right away? Why'd you wait till now to get him some help?
Because I was worried that if he goes back to normal, he'll lose his skills with the sword. If that happens, it'd ruin our plans to start a martial arts school, and we'd be back to being poor. I just wanted to keep this under wraps until we'd managed to get the dojo set up and paid off our debts.
Yeah, that's kind of messed up. Kind of used your bro as a tool there, buddy.
So then, why'd you go to the Grand Narukami Shrine?
Well, because with the way he's acting now, I was worried that rumors might start spreading that he's gotten involved in the occult arts or something, and then no one would want to sign up as his disciple. So I was thinking that maybe Lady Guji might have a way to get my brother back to normal, but let him keep his sword skills?
Ah. You want your cake. And to eat it too. That's, It's funny.
My, look at you with your ingenious schemes.
She's just like, I've had enough of your shit from the very start.
Stop deluding yourself. These newfound sword skills are not his. They belong to the spirit that has possessed him.
Yeah.
You're right. We were wrong to do what we did. We had this coming.
All right, then. Your turn now, my little friend. Toss the salt, and then draw your sword.
Do I have to fight him? Oh, damn.
What is that?
It's the spirit!
See that? That's what you summoned. And look, now that Shingo's no use, it's coming straight for you.
Save me! Save me!
Miko! He fainted! What do we do now?
We run.
We do nothing.
Okay.
But you, little one, just a quick fight and this will all be over.
Alrighty.
Who's this? Ah, a fellow swordmaster.
Arakawa Koji. How's it going?
Come on, fight me!
Okay.
He's coming! Be careful!
Here we go. Oh, my health is not good. When did that happen? Oh, it's because I fell, isn't it? Oh, or was it bad before? Oh, Jesus! Whee! Just for the frames, the iframes. Oh. Oh. I know I have other characters. I'm doing this on purpose. Oh boy, maybe I shouldn't have. There we go.
That was great! Excellent! Woo! What a rush! I haven't felt this great in a long, long time.
Bye!
He disappeared! But he looked pretty content at the end there.
Yeah, he got what he wanted. Got his ass kicked.
Well, Paimon sure is confused. Do you know what that was all about?
I have a rough idea.
We can talk about it later. They're about to wake up.
Mm-hmm.
What am I doing here? Yae? Yae, is that you?
Shingo, are you alright?
Yae, I had the weirdest dream. I dreamed that I wasn't a useless loser with a sword anymore. I even beat one of Domon's disciples.
Damn, you thought you were dreaming that whole time?
I thought we could finally open a dojo of our own now. But then I realized I couldn't control my own body. And there was this voice in my ear talking to me constantly. I was terrified and I wanted to take control of my body back, but I couldn't. And the voice kept talking about manliness.
Shingo, we shouldn't have made that wish. We summoned a spirit and it possessed you.
Yes, and had we not come to your rescue, your life would have been over before too much longer. Then the spirit would have haunted your brother until he died of fatigue too.
And now you owe us a lot of money, so you're even in more debt. Crazy how that works. It's nuts.
Thank you, Lady Guji. And thank you for your assistance, exorcism experts.
You're welcome. I was very good until I died. But then it was fine.
All right, take him to get some rest. He's very weak right now, having been possessed for quite a few days. He will experience a high fever, but it won't be fatal. Remember, this is the price you pay. At this point, I would normally lecture you on the dire consequences of using occult methods to obtain power that does not belong to you. But I think you get the picture now, don't you?
Yes, we understand now. We won't do it ever again.
Thank you, Lady Guji. Thank you, exorcists. We'll be on our way then. Come on, Shingo.
Bye.
Miko, would they really have lost their lives if we hadn't gotten involved?
Here's the formula here. Miko has been saying that they would have lost their lives. Making it sound like a big deal, right? Now Paimon's asking to reconfirm that. So Yae Miko's gonna respond with, "No, I just wanted to scare them," or something like that. Or like, it wouldn't have been that bad.
And if so, why the heck were you so reluctant to help out?
Right, because they weren't gonna lose their lives. Right?
Oh, they would have been fine.
Yes! You didn't get me this time! Ah ha ha! That feels good. That feels good. Alright. As far as I'm concerned, I'm winning so far.
I had to scare them a little, though. Otherwise, I hardly think these two lazy rascals would have learned their lesson.
Exactly.
So, what was it that possessed Shingo?
You saw it all for yourselves. I'm sure you can figure out what kind of spirit had possessed him, can't you?
A master of the sword. Lots of strength and passion. But doesn't like tofu. Am I supposed to know what this is? I mean, I was gonna say like an oni or something, but it's beans, not tofu. Is tofu made of beans? No, right?
Ah! Paimon's got it! It was an Oni.
Was it actually an oni? Why tofu? I thought it was beans.
Correct. Although it possessed Shingo, it didn't have any ill intentions. As a matter of fact, it actually seemed like it was trying to train Shingo to become bolder.
Oh. Alright, Is tofu made of beans? Oh, tofu is made of beans. I didn't know that. Well, I guess that makes sense that it would be. Alright, there you go.
Huh. Fair enough. But it seemed like it had the opposite effect.
Tossing salt caused it to temporarily leave Shingo's body. Then, you exhausted its strength by fighting it, so it disappeared. Even if we'd done nothing at all, Shingo would have eventually become too weak for his body to host the spirit, and it would have left of its own accord.
There you go.
Of course, it would have been more stressful for Shingo and Yohei that way. Still, the experience may ultimately have been more effective than me scaring them into submission with a little exaggeration.
Whew. Well, the main thing is that nobody got hurt.
That's right. Especially me. I didn't get hurt once.
All right, seems like we've wrapped up everything here. Come on, off we go.
I'm sure this is going to continue into the more of the whole wishing thing, right? Because that's what caused this, and that's why we went to see her, so that's got to be the second portion, you'd imagine.
Hold on, Miko. You say everything's wrapped up, but are you sure about that?
Hmm? You mean you disagree?
The incantation they used. The book, A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits.
Oh, you mean that they got the incantation from that book. Yes, I know the one.
And?
Actually, that book's the whole reason we came looking for you at the shrine today. Incantations seem really popular right now.
We also came to say hi, of course, naturally. Why wouldn't we?
Human beings don't have powers like us yokai. It's quite understandable for them to be interested in incantations to summon the supernatural.
That's not the point. The problem is that the incantations in the book are actually capable of summoning spirits and stuff, and loads of people are trying it.
Even then, humans only have so much strength. Even if they do successfully summon a spirit with the incantation, it won't stay with them for very long. I really wouldn't fret about it.
But who wrote this book, and why? Don't we think there might be a bigger safety risk here? What do you think, Traveler?
It does worry me a bit. If Miko says it's fine, we probably don't need to worry. I'm more curious about Miko's reaction. You're
right. Big events in the light novel market should be at the center of her attention, surely. But she doesn't seem to care about this book at all.
Lady Yae, I finally found you.
Kuroda. How's it going?
Kuroda, what are you doing here?
I'm here to report on Yae Publishing House's sales for the last month. All the numbers are here. Please take a look.
Let me see. What? We're losing market share?
So now you're going to care.
Yes. Overall bestseller, readers' favorite, and trending ranking. We're being beaten in all categories. One book is topping the charts. It's called A first-hand guide to summoning spirits.
Now it's personal.
Both of you, back here now.
That's the most urgent we've ever heard her.
Miko? What is it? You have a really scary look on your face right now.
Things just got serious. A first-hand guide to summoning spirits is an all-round hit, summarily beating the novels of the Yae Publishing House by every analysis.
Define serious.
Just what is that supposed to mean? I worked extremely hard to promote our latest featured work, and now a rival book comes out of nowhere and steals our thunder. If this isn't the very definition of intolerable, I don't know what is. I have to come up with a counterplan, and you are going to help me.
Okay.
Huh? How is this our problem all of a sudden?
Paimon, please. Who wrote this book and why? Don't we think there might be a bigger safety risk here? Oh, am I to take it that the safety of the people of Inazuma isn't so important in your eyes after all?
Damn. Just...
Wait, what just happened? Again, you technically have a point, but this feels all wrong.
Yae Miko, master of gaslighting. Holy shit.
Nothing's wrong, okay? Come on. We're going to war. I'm going to head back and make some preparations. Meet me outside the Yae Publishing House.
Alright. Like, at first it's not a big deal at all. And now that it affects her in some way, it's battle time. And how dare you think of a reason not to help me? I thought you cared about people. That's awesome. I could see someone like really disliking that about Yae Miko. But I think it's, I don't know, I find it funny. I think it makes her interesting. Hi. And I know you think I'm interrupting right now to tell you to, you know, subscribe, become a member on my YouTube and on my Patreon. But today, I figured, why bother? You're not gonna do it, and the point of me even talking about it is a waste of time. There's just so much, but obviously, you don't care about that. Why would you? You already got this, and this is just fine, and you being here supporting me this way means so much as it is. So, you know, you don't have to become a member. You don't have to join my Patreon if YouTube doesn't work for you. You just do you, because that's what I appreciate. Oh, I just wanted to say hi. That's really why I'm here. So, I mean, just hi. I hope you're enjoying the video. Let's get back to it.
All right, Miko, we're here. So what's your plan of action to deal with this rival book?
Why don't you take a guess?
To find all the copies and burn them to the ground.
I'll give you a hint. It's to do with the Yae Publishing House.
I would imagine. Because it's here. Well, because we're here.
Oh, Paimon knows! Combine the reputation of the Yae Publishing House with the status of Guji Yae and tell everyone that the incantations in that book are dangerous!
You know, I didn't really have a plan, but that's not a bad plan on Paimon's part. I don't think that's a bad idea. Unless if it is. But right now, I don't think it is.
Oh, wow. Your first guess and you got it absolutely...
Wrong. It's going to be wrong.
wrong.
Yep, of course. Yep.
Yeah! Wait! Seriously? That wasn't it?
I don't think it would have been a bad idea. But no, of course, Yae Miko wouldn't do something like that.
A first-hand guide to summoning spirits is the hottest light novel right now. If we did as you suggested, we would effectively be advertising to everyone that the incantations are real.
Yeah. Yeah, and you're also, it's... You know the saying, like, any press is good press. It's the same thing with, like, just anything on social media and stuff. Like YouTube, for example. You know, someone might think that they're They're really sticking it to you because they gave you a thumbs down on the video. Guess what? It doesn't actually do anything. If anything, it only helps because it's engagement. Writing a nasty comment doesn't hurt the video. It adds more engagement. I get why Miko wouldn't want to do that. Talking about the competitor. Talking about the incantations. Now everyone knows that they're real. Plus it's her showing a nastier side of herself. Not nasty, I wouldn't say it's nasty, but you know, just kind of like, people could be like, oh, she's saying this because she's intimidated. They're desperate. Oh my god. Like, you know, so.
In bending over backwards trying to warn everyone about the dangers, all we would accomplish is to create more curious readers ready to try them out. Also, sales for the book would only increase further.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, that would be pretty catastrophic. Oh, how about we confiscate all the copies?
That's a worse idea. But you can't just go up to people who bought a book and take it from them. What?
Leaving aside the issue of the enormous manpower and resources such an operation would require, going to such lengths over a light novel would be extremely disruptive to the lives of Inazumans.
Yep.
But that means there's nothing we can do.
No, you just haven't thought about it yet.
Well, I've been thinking.
Mm-hmm.
I've read a first-hand guide to summoning spirits. It has many other good qualities besides the incantations alone. The book contains many ancient kaiden, or tales of the supernatural, and is written in a very engaging way. That is why the book has become so popular.
Okay.
I think we're going to have a difficult time trying to rein in its popularity while it's the only work in its league on the market.
Wait, so you mean...
That's right. How do you get rid of the next big thing? You replace it with the next big thing.
Yep, that makes sense.
So what we're going to do is create Inazuma's newest hit novel.
I mean, the only issue with this is that I'd be concerned for time. How fast are you going to be able to write that and produce it and market it? Like, you would think this would be your move for the next, I don't know, season or whenever you'd like look up the numbers. Like, you already lost this time. Now it's the next you have to work towards to replace everything. That's my guess, but I mean, maybe it's... I don't know how this works. I haven't written a book. Yet.
Smash our rivals' sales numbers and win our readers back. That is how Yae Miko wages war. Incidentally, this will also be the best way to combat the influence of a first-hand guide to summoning spirits.
Wait, Miko, so you want us to write a novel?
Can I really do that?
Well, becoming an accomplished novelist certainly isn't an overnight process. But let's not forget that I am the chief editor of the Yae Publishing House. I have my ways.
Okay.
I did say this is what we're going to do. I trust that the word teamwork is in your vocabulary.
Yes.
Anyway, there is a writer submission event going on at the moment. Start by talking to readers and finding out what they're into. When you have an idea of what the current trends are, come back and see me.
This is wild that I'm doing this quest now, because I told some of my professors this, but for the past month I've been kind of like looking into research on how to go about writing a story, steps to like world building and things like that, character creation, development, magic systems, so on and so forth. And I've been contemplating on, I don't know, not that it would actually go anywhere or do anything, but trying to write something of my own. But anyway, it's just funny that we have this thing right now that's just straight up like, yep, it's about writing your own book. And it's literally what I've been trying to look into these days on the side. So yeah, it's just funny. Yeah, Miko, make me a famous author. Thank you.
I'll be at Uyu Restaurant. Find me there when you're done. I will assemble a team, and we can work while we eat.
So we can write it off of our taxes. Ah. It's a business expense. Hey, Kyoto.
I've been reading light novels for a long time now. I'm mainly into big, ambitious fantasy works with an original core concept and good storytelling. These days, though, everyone seems to be imitating each other. Most of the time, I can guess what the story is about just from the title.
Yeah, fair.
The only recent book worth mentioning is A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits.
Damn.
Not only is it a good story, but the descriptions are really true to life. So much so that I'm almost wondering if maybe the author really has met all those yokai before.
Probably. Nakano Shino.
The Yae Publishing House has held many writer submission events to date. The winner gets a huge amount of publicity. It's been the ticket to fame for a lot of authors. If you've got a good idea for a story, you definitely don't want to miss out.
Tetsuo.
I'll be honest. I read light novels for the cheap thrills.
Sure.
In most traditional stories, the protagonist usually has this long and drawn-out character arc, usually involving a process of separation, loss, and ultimately growth and renewed strength. It reads well and everything. It's just a little slow-paced for me. By contrast, there's this popular light novel at the moment called A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits, where the protagonist is super strong right from the get-go. That's what I mean by cheap thrills. Action-packed right from page 1.
I see.
The protagonist is a kitsune who has not only mastered the secret art of incantations, but also tea ceremony, painting, and calligraphy.
This person would be a fan of solo leveling. Anyway, how about you, Osuke?
The key to a successful light novel is having good illustrations.
Okay.
When to use illustrations, what they should contain, and which artist you should commission for them. These are all key things to bear in mind. Good illustrations can make up for bad writing. But on the flip side, a bad illustration can ruin your novel, even if you have the best story in the world. There's a saying that light novels are essentially a case of buy art, get words free. I'd agree with that. Too bad most of the top artists have jam-packed schedules, so it's extremely difficult to commission them. The illustrations in A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits are incredible, but it's unlike any art style I've ever seen before.
There's much more to light novels than Paimon realized. Let's go tell our findings to Yae Miko.
Okay, so if your work has illustrations in it, or even, not even talking about light novels actually, if we're just going to talk about a novel and you look at its cover and the cover is really bad or boring or garbage, that could determine your overall sales. People judge books by their cover. They say to don't do that, but people do it. In actuality, people do that all the time. So, if the title isn't great, if the typography is kind of lame, if the cover doesn't have something interesting about it to get your attention, whether it be the design of it, the colors, the actual illustration that's there, people are not going to care to pick it up in the first place. So, he's not wrong. Now, about a light novel, I mean, I have a couple of my own, but there's not that many pictures in them. So I don't know if I would buy a light novel specifically for its art and then get the words for free. You know what I mean? Like, there's far more words than there are pictures. You get like 3-4 pictures and that's it. I don't know if I don't know. Maybe. Maybe I'm not sure, but yeah, art is important. It's what hooks people. It's what gets their attention. Also, in Yae Miko's demo, she's with the Shrine Maiden, and she's telling a story. And it's essentially like her story, things that she's done. And I was wondering, like, is this book really just that same story? But then I realized it's not, because then it would mention Guji Yae in the actual book itself, and no one has brought that up, and that is definitely something that people would say, rather than just some kitsune. They would mention Guji Yae. There's no reason to keep that hidden or a secret. Now, this book could be about Yae Miko without dropping her name. Is this some weird play that Yae Miko is doing? Did she actually... wait a minute. What are the chances? Would Yae Miko make her own book separate from Yae Publishing House? With her own skills, her own experience, talking about her own journey, because it's like as if this character has met other yokai themselves. There's a kitsune in it, there's like all this stuff. Isn't Yae Miko competing with herself just to see if she can beat her own records on her own? And now we're just in the middle of her mind game to see if that's possible. Because I feel like Yae Miko would have asked about the rival author immediately, but she hasn't. Let's go find out. Let's continue and see if I was any close to being right when the time comes.
There you are. Let me introduce the team. You've already met Junkichi and Shigeru.
Yep.
Shigeru is an experienced editor, and Junkichi is the author he's partnered with. Junkichi's working through a creative lull at the moment, but all his past works have been very popular with young people. He's developed a distinct and enduringly popular style. Satomi is Yae Publishing House's ace in the hole. Her specialty is that she can write all kinds of completely different stories and all under different pen names. As for what those names are, well, that's a trade secret. They will be teaming up with us to collectively create the novel that knocks a first-hand guide to summoning spirits off its perch. So, feeling better about my plan now?
Sure.
It definitely makes sense.
Now then, tell me what you found out about readers' preferences. All very true. An original core concept, a fast pace, quality illustrations, and lots of action. This is the formula that will guarantee good sales numbers. More importantly than that, even though it's a work of fiction, we have to deliver a sense of realism.
Paimon followed pretty much all of that, but there's still one question. What are we actually gonna write about?
You know, stuff.
For example, we know we need an original core concept, but how do we come up with one?
Before you can answer that question, you have to understand your target audience. Take a first-hand guide to summoning spirits, for example. When I read it, all I find is common knowledge to the kitsune. But to the general public, it's bursting with new and interesting ideas. It all comes down to the size of the information gap between author and reader.
Right. So, doesn't mean anything to you because you live that life. People who don't, they're going to find it fascinating.
As a traveler, there must be a great many things you know that are complete unknowns to the people of Inazuma. What is commonplace to you may be fresh and original to them.
Oh, right! So maybe we can take inspiration from our time in Mondstadt and Lille. But that would make it a completely different genre than a first-hand guide to summoning spirits. Is that gonna be a problem?
Not at all. You don't have to worry so much about how to compete with that book. All you have to do is provide some interesting ideas based on your travel experiences. As long as the core content is interesting, my expert team here will be able to flesh out the details.
Fair enough.
Alright, let's start with chapter 1 then. What are you thinking?
Reincarnated in another world, encounters with airborne emergency rations. What the work shy bard? The Dragon and the Grand Adventure. I would do this one if it wasn't doing the Eat Paimon joke. It's a shame. It's a shame that they had to ruin it like that. Work Shy Bard.
Let's see what you've got.
Not a great title.
After enrolling in the Mondstadt Academy, I found out that the young man sitting next to me in class was a total slacker.
Why did we make this about an academy? What the fuck?
He said he was a bard, had a habit of playing his lyre in class, and always had a bottle of liquor on his person. But his true identity was actually the principal of the academy. What kind of plot is that?
I don't know, Paimon. I don't. What is that face? What the?
Out of a maximum of 10 points, I'd give that a 9.5.
You thought that was good? Oh boy, Yae. Okay.
It just goes to show, you have to have an interesting character sitting in the back row by the window.
Mm-hmm.
The protagonist is a transfer student, new to the school, whose ordinary life is about to take a wild turn when they meet the ballad and alcohol-loving principal. Sounds interesting. Approved.
Okay.
Paimon just does not see the appeal.
Good job, little one. You're not only drawing on your own experiences, but it seems you're filtering them through the lens of the kinds of light novels you've read in the past. I think you really understand what we're trying to do here.
It's true. It's just generic.
Thoughts from the experts? Are we able to work with this general framework to make an interesting story?
Yeah, we think it works. I tend to overcomplicate the core concept if I'm not careful, so this deals with that problem.
That's good. Okay, we're done with Chapter 1. Let's move on to Chapter 2.
Huh? Won't that do for now?
Readers will devour your content a lot more quickly than you'd think. If we don't keep delivering the goods now we've caught their attention, all our hard work so far is in vain.
Yep.
Hurry, Chapter 2, let's go. Can't you see that Satomi is waiting?
She's waiting.
What's wrong with you? You don't look so good.
Can't think of any more stories. My mind's gone blank. Liyue was just kind of boring.
What a pity. I thought your beginner's luck would carry you a little further before it came to this. But alas, the time has come prematurely.
I'm joking, by the way. Kind of. Liyue is unfortunately a little forgettable. There's like 3 moments I remember, and then everything else is a blur because it's just busy work. But yeah, that's all. Anyway.
Before it came to what? What's happened?
The bane of our existence. Writer's block. It's your arch nemesis for life, appearing without warning and inflicting a pain worse than death upon the writer. They sell their souls just to get their muse back.
Sounds awful!
When this happens, the best thing you can do is have a bite to eat and take a proper break. Boss, get me a plate of fried tofu, and get some kushikatsu for these two. Just the basic kind will do. Don't worry, this is my treat.
Thanks, Miko.
Your treat? Oh, wait a minute. Miko, we'll be getting paid for all the hard work we're doing, right?
This is the payment right now.
Of course, everyone that takes part in the creative process will be paid.
Alright, cool. Then let's press on, shall we? Don't give up now. For the sake of our paycheck, get your brain going!
Why don't you do something so you can actually earn it yourself? Paycheck. Speaking of Mora.
Ooh! Does this mean your inspirations come back?
Took a trip to Liyue. Tour guide turned out to be Rex Lapis. Rock and roll girl. I turned into a Geovisha hatchling. I'm gonna say the first one. Took a trip to Liyue. Tour guide turned out to be Rex Lapis. No one would believe it anyway. And we're going off the rails, so it's fine.
money to pay for anything. Only later do we find out that this young man is none other than Rex Lapis himself. With the help of the Qixing and the protection of the Adepti, I am free to roam this vast realm. Is this the kind of cheap thrill that guy was talking about?
Yeah, kinda.
I give it a 9.8.
I do too.
The story is fun and action-packed with no dark undertones. Also, there are a great many legends about Rex Lapis. I'm sure it will spark the people's curiosity.
Exactly. This wouldn't be the first time he's talked about taking on the form of just people doing things.
I, for one, think there's a sizable market for this. Approved.
Okay.
Alright, well, let's just hope Zhongli doesn't mind.
Sure, just say it. Just say it with other people in here. It's fine.
Great. Well, now Satomi can get started on that.
Leave it to me, Lady Yae.
Let's write about Inazuma in the 3rd chapter, shall we? I can help with this one. We can use the Vision Hunt Decree or your experience in the Resistance. Any ideas?
Stuff this. Come on, let's get rid of this Vision Hunt Decree. Farewell Literature Hunt Decree. Starting as a Resistance soldier. I mean, let's talk about the Resistance, even though this is a funny title.
When the Vision Hunt Decree comes out of nowhere, the protagonist joins the Resistance, starting out as an ordinary rank-and-file soldier. Find out how the protagonist goes on to make great contributions to the war effort, become best friends with the Resistance General, and get to know the Guji of the Grand Narukami Shrine, working together with everyone to finally secure a grand victory for the Resistance. It's surprisingly normal.
It is pretty normal sounding.
I think it's rather good. A lot of people still like the classic hero's journey.
Yeah.
From ordinary soldier to great leader, a fresh take on a timeless classic.
What's the rating?
One thing, though. We'll need to rewrite the part about me giving you the Omamori.
Oh, sure.
Let's change it to... The mysterious Lady Kitsune teaches the protagonist a spell that can make their wishes come true. The protagonist uses this spell to defeat the Raiden Shogun in battle. That should do the trick.
I see.
Whoa. So we're really going head-to-head with our rival on this one, huh?
Yeah, mentioning a spell that can grant a wish.
I suppose so. Once they're done writing the manuscript, I'll write the passage where the protagonist recites the incantation myself.
Are we done then? Do you really think this will be able to beat a first-hand guide to summoning spirits?
The content is fine. Now we just need to promote it. I will contact an artist to make some illustrations. I'm positive they will be at least as good as those in A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits. We'll also need an endorsement on a paper band around the book. I can get the wonderful Ms. Hina to write that.
Oh, okay.
She runs a regular Q&A column in That's Life magazine. The people of Inazuma absolutely adore her.
That's fantastic. Good for her.
You're free to take a break while the creative team is doing their work, but please go by the Yae Publishing House at some point to commission Ms. Hina for that recommendation. Once our light novel is complete, let's meet at the writer's submission event.
Okay. Am I really gonna be running into Goro right now? that's gonna be funny.
Let me think. What spell does Lady Kitsune teach to the protagonist? Ah, I've got it. I've got to make sure it sounds suitably mysterious.
Alright. Cool. How's everyone doing over here?
Don't worry. This story has a very clear narrative structure. Junkichi will definitely be able to work his magic on the writing front.
Oh, yeah! How did it go with that incantation from a first-hand guide to summoning spirits? Did you manage to make a wish in the end?
Nope. On the first day, Junkichi couldn't memorize the incantation because it was too long. On the second day, he didn't wake up in time, and midnight came and went. Oh, then, on the third day...
Mr. Shikiru, I thought we agreed not to speak of this.
So this is cool. I did not think we were actually going to be making a book series or whatever, a book for the Yae publishing house. Although I guess it makes sense that it's an option because of Miko and stuff. And I kind of like it because it's not just like, oh, the book is being the rival book was made by some ominous yokai creature, and there's a demon, and it's go fight the demon. And even if it does turn out that way, or whatever, which I don't think it will, we got this. We got this thing going on. It's neat. Hi.
Miss Hina doesn't usually do endorsements, but since it's Lady Guji that's asking, we'll see what we can do. With Miss Hina getting so popular lately, a lot of people have come to us hoping to do a collaboration. But Miss Hina's not interested in any of it. She still prefers to focus all her efforts on replying to readers' letters, and turns down every promotional opportunity she can. Maybe that's why her fans like her so much. I'm getting off topic here. Anyway, if we can get that endorsement from Miss Hina, you'll definitely get an exposure boost at the beginning. May your light novel sell well and set a new record for the Yae publishing house.
We'll do our best.
Am I able to get our own book after it and read it? That'd be awesome. It would probably be ridiculous, but it'd be pretty funny. Alright.
Are you sure you'd like to submit this entry? Let me see. The Miraculous Adventures of the Traveler by Thousand Hands.
What a strange pen name. Definitely your doing. Having been around you so much recently, Paimon's slowly starting to understand your unique tastes.
What do you mean, strange? It took a lot of work by a lot of different people to get this thing finished. Don't you think it's a very descriptive pen name?
I think it's fine.
We'll get this printed as a matter of priority and conduct trial sales in pilot locations throughout Inazuma. I'll announce the sales numbers in 3 days.
Okay.
Uh-oh. Paimon's getting a little nervous now. Do you really think this is gonna work?
We're all professionals.
That's right. Be confident in your work. That's exactly how a light novelist should be.
Okay, then I'll sign you up. Please come back in 3 days for the results. Thank you all for your submission. I wish you the very best of luck.
Alright. Wait for 3 days? I have to actually wait for 3 days?
3 days later.
You've all finally made it. Good news, everyone. I just received word that your light novel is flying off the shelves. Multiple sales locations are asking when we'll be printing more copies.
Good.
Woohoo! That's great!
This level of success is an amazing accomplishment for a new work. Most new books don't sell 30% of what you've sold. I have free copies for each of you here. Please take them. The payment will follow shortly, and I'll notify you to come and collect it when the time comes.
This is all great, but...
Oh yeah! The whole reason why we made this light novel was to combat the influence of a first-hand guide to summoning spirits. We sold a lot of copies, but it doesn't feel like we accomplished our goal. How do we know whether it worked?
Oh, don't worry. The change is already underway. Shh. Listen to what the people around us are talking about. The conversation has already moved on, hasn't it?
Hey guys, have you heard about this latest Kaidon thing doing the rounds? You just need to recite the incantation from A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits at Midnight, and your wish will come true!
Oh, that? That's a throwback. That's old news, man.
Yeah, man, that's... What, are these guys like the living embodiment of the internet? Like, what happened? It's been 3 days. What do you mean, old?
No one's talking about that anymore. The secret spells of Lady Kitsune is the new hit thing. I've already memorized all the incantations.
The secret spells of Lady Kitsune? What's that?
You haven't read it yet? Okay, so supposedly, if you recite the spell in there on a moonless night, you'll receive protection of the Kitsune and all the other powerful yokai. They can make any of your wishes come true.
Wow, okay, and she even put moonless. So it's like... just the complete... okay, yep.
I heard that the incantations in A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits have weird side effects. This one guy wished for a load of mora and got it, but then one night it all turned to leaves and he developed a high fever.
Ooh.
They actually had to use one of the secret spells of Lady Kitsune to get rid of the discomfort. That proves that the incantations in this book are more potent than the ones everyone was trying before. Pretty much everyone I know is desperate to try it out. Just waiting for a moonless night.
Really? Well, I better go and prepare too.
Well, feeling less worried now?
Yeah.
Wow, you're right! Everyone's shifting focus! But what's this moonless night that they're talking about? Hyman doesn't remember that detail from the brainstorming session.
This is something that will become very important to us further down the line. All right, it's time to move on to the next phase of the plan.
Why do I feel like that means more than it sounds like it does here? That will become very important to us further down the line.
There's a phase 2?
Of course. Behind every book that hits the market lies an author, right?
Oh yeah, if we leave him to his own devices, he might just write another guide to summoning spirits. Also, we still need to figure out what his motive for writing it was.
Exactly. That's what we need to take care of next. Fortunately, I've already managed to identify the author. He's a failed light novelist named Tomoyuki. But when we went to ask him about it, he had no recollection whatsoever of having written the book.
Wait, so does this mean...
Yes, this is another case of possession. Only this time, whoever possessed him actively sought him out. After his novel submission failed, he was walking aimlessly in Araumi. In frustration, he shouted out, "Please, someone, anyone, help me write a truly amazing novel!" After that, he lost consciousness.
Okay.
But the spirit that wrote the book has already left him now, right? So what are we supposed to do?
Simple. It wrote a summoning incantation in the book, didn't it? So we can just use its own method to make it manifest itself. And you, my little friend, are the perfect candidate for this role.
Is it too late for me to back out?
Oh, what are you talking about? The fun's just about to begin.
Okay, well, if you're gonna look at me like that, sure, I guess. It's fine. Hey, The Miraculous Adventures of the Traveler. We got the book! Oh, and it's got Paimon on the cover. Oh boy. Hi, Miko.
Miko, what is this place?
The ideal spot for a little meet and greet with a certain elusive author. This is the place where we are most likely to succeed in summoning the spirit.
Really? But it feels so eerie here.
That seems rather fitting, considering that we are dealing with the spirits of the deceased here. What are you so afraid of, honestly? We're finally about to meet the true author of a first-hand guide to summoning spirits. Aren't you excited?
Yeah.
Paimon's heart is pounding, but Paimon's pretty sure it's not because of excitement.
Come on, in we go.
Hey, wait up!
All right.
Oh, Paimon's scared. Stay close by, okay? Don't leave Paimon all alone.
They'll be fine. So I guess it is turning out to be a demon thing. But I feel like, well, not a demon. You know what I mean. Spirit. I still think there's something more to it that Yae Miko definitely knows about. And I get to play as her now. Now, she... Let's see how she does.
What a weird painting. Miko, do you know what it's supposed to show?
Probably a scene from ancient Inazuma.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good piece of artwork and all, but it's also kinda eerie. So it's a bit scary. Looks like the artist signed their name. Rakusai? It's not very clear.
Rakusai.
Let's go inside and take a look.
Alright, here we go.
Let's get down to business.
Oh, hi.
Right here. Emerge.
Oop.
Right now. Emerge.
Oh, my God, this place is small. That was cool.
Wow, this place is huge. Hey, is that a mirror? There's a really weird looking stool as well. Wonder what it's for.
Ah, I see. Huh. This setup is quite handy. Saves me a lot of work. All right, go and take a look around. There should be a mechanism somewhere that makes the whole room move.
Okay. I'm killing things. I can't even see them. There we go. Here we are. My bad. I was already down here and I didn't do this thing. Right? And now I can go up. Oh!
Come on out. Emerge. A sight to behold. What a nuisance.
Ow!
What a dreadful
God damn it!
ending.
I'm 999 ping. Love that.
Emerge. Right now.
Oh man, it's rough. I guess so. I didn't see the switch on the wall.
It's that painting we just saw. It's turning this way along with the whole wall. It's getting eerier and scarier. What is this place?
Okay. Next I will show you a secret kitsune spell. This painting is a swift summoning medium, which means I'll be able to skip many of the more tedious steps.
Okay.
The murky mirror reflects the view of Inazuma in a bygone age. Spirits stirred by the sight of the past will be easily drawn to it.
Oh.
You're up next, little one. Come on, sit yourself down here.
Hold on. Are we... Surely you're not planning to.
The whole point of a summoning ritual is for a dead person's spirit to possess a living person's body. You saw what happened to that Oni samurai spirit. After leaving the host's body, he was only able to maintain his form for a very short time before disappearing.
Are we positive that summoning a spirit to possess the Traveler isn't gonna have any lasting negative consequences?
I mean, I'd be a little concerned about it.
Oh, you really care about the little one quite a lot, don't you? I'm a little jealous. I wish my friends were caring like that.
No.
Anyway, are you scared, little friend? Don't you worry now. It'll be over soon. Just think of it like having a dream.
What do I need to do?
Sit on the chair, stare at the painting, and relax your body and mind. Try and be natural. There's really no need to be nervous.
Okay.
It's like he's sitting inside the painting.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Huh? Is Paimon seeing things? Did the painting just move?
Oh yeah.
Recite the incantation in your heart, little one. Also, you'll need to have some intense thoughts going through your head. A wish, for example. Now, what kind of wish do we think it would take to summon forth the author of A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits? Anyone?
Well, the wishes are usually something along the lines of getting people out of jams, borderline, if not selfishness. Even though Ether right now would wish for Lumine, that's not some self-improvement thing that it could grant. So it's got to be something that... Well, I mean, it did give the other guy money, but then that money turned out to be leaves, I guess. But that's also an object. That's not a person. Yeah, and other than that, Ether has not really... I mean, this ties back to what Yae Miko has said before, like, yeah, your goal is to get your sister, but what motivates you? And Ether doesn't have one. The Traveler doesn't have one. Not really. So, there's no long-term goal. It's just, get my sister back. Okay, then what?
Probably something to do with writing?
Very good. The wish needs to be heartfelt, though, so let me help add a little realism to the equation. The book is selling exceptionally well, Traveler, but we're going to need an outline for Chapter 4 as soon as humanly possible. When is the earliest that you can turn it in by?
Okay, so I completely forgot that we're trying to get the OG spirit. So yeah, it has to be writing related if we're trying to get the original spirit to show itself. I just thought for the spell, the incantation to work in general, what Ether would do or say. But yeah. So, please, someone, anyone, help me write Chapter 4.
The painting is moving again! What the...
Would it work if he... Now the question is, would we genuinely want that? Would we care enough? Would it be able to sense that or not? I don't know. I mean, I guess not. I guess it's gonna work. Regardless. Damn. Oh god.
I never thought the day would come when I'd be summoned using my own ritual. Getting a taste of my own medicine.
Damn. This mysterious author guy's about to have more lines than Ether. It's rough, buddy.
What have we here? Another budding writer? What's come over you all? Why is everyone wishing for help with their writing? Are novels so popular in this day and age?
We got you! So you're the one who wrote A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits! trying to do, Why'd you put that summoning incantation in the book, huh? What's your game here?
Huh? What's this? Oh, I see. No wonder this felt so familiar. I've walked right into your trap, haven't I? You ask me what my game is here? Well, of course. It was to use this incantation as a means for all the souls of the departed yokai to make their glorious return to the world and plunge all of Inazuma into a brutal, bloody war!
Well, that's not very nice.
What? Paimon knew it! You had an evil plan all along!
Oh, did you now? Then how naive of you to let me possess this body so easily. I sense, yes, great power within him. Good. Good! With this power, no one shall be able to stand in my way!
Wake up! Quick! Wake up! We gotta stop him!
It is futile. You shall never wake him again. This body now belongs to me!
Hey! Come on, wake up! Don't let him take your mind! Miko! Think of something! Miko! Miko!
Yep.
You're laughing?
Yeah, it's a setup, Paimon.
Oh, Rakusai, you haven't changed a bit. You caught on so quickly. Too perfect.
Well, you made the face enough times that I couldn't exactly miss the hint. This is what you were going for, yes? Never one to stand on the sidelines of a good spectacle, are you? Always got to dive in and fan the flames, huh? You mischievous little kitsune, you. Look what you've done to this little flying one here. Aw, poor thing scared witless.
You were having plenty of fun playing the bad guy a moment ago. Now you're trying to blame it all on me?
Rakusai? Miko, you guys know each other?
Yes, we do. Of course we do.
Allow me to formally introduce the author of A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits, Urakusai. No, wait. To be more accurate, it's Urakusai's memory.
Memory? But isn't he a spirit?
Ah, spirits, memories. They're just different words to describe the same thing. Something that comes from the ley lines.
Do you remember that recent incident when the Rift Hounds were gnawing at the sacred Sakura's roots?
Yes.
You witnessed human memories leaking from the ley lines, didn't
True.
you?
Yep.
Well, since there are human memories, of course there are going to be yokai memories too. In life, yokai possess supernatural powers, and even when they are a shadow of their former selves from a bygone era, they still have the ability to control whether they are visible or not. Typically, yokai memories survive longer in the world than those of humans.
Indeed, indeed. I was wandering around the sacred Sakura's roots when I suddenly heard someone yelling, "Please, someone, anyone, help me write a truly amazing novel." It piqued my curiosity, so I popped inside his body and wrote a novel for him.
So that's how it happened. But why did you include a summoning incantation in the novel?
Oh, little one. Not to toot my own horn here, but when I was alive, I wasn't just another kitsune, no. I was a mighty and powerful Daiyoko. The memories of other yokai can't possess human bodies at will like I can. But with this incantation, they can go one last little joyride in the world for a couple of days. Anything they're still itching to do, they can go and get it done.
Yep. Okay. And this is why Miko wasn't ever concerned, because she just knew from the beginning that it's not a big deal. It's gonna only last for a little bit. Why stop the yokai from having fun, especially when it's not gonna hurt anybody? Not really. I mean, I guess there could be some negative effects, but it wouldn't be like life-threatening. And then when she heard that this book was doing better, it was just kind of like more of a rivalry thing. Not with this other, with Urakusai. Because it's like, that's son of a bitch. He's outselling me? What the hell? So it just became like a little personal thing. And then it turned into a prank because they be mischievous and stuff.
But...
She's trying to say that all the commotion this causes is likely to be a great disturbance to the humans.
Disturbance? I guess you mean that we might leave them with some broken dreams after we leave, hmm? Oh, yes. And they might have a fever or whatever. But I actually think that the most admirable thing about human beings is the way that they go out and shape their fate with their own two hands, given that they're not born blessed with the same powers that we enjoy. As for those who would rather draw on external power than seek to improve themselves, it's quite right that they learn their lesson eventually.
Mm-hmm.
So when you think about it, we're actually doing the humans a big favor. Miko, you agree, don't you?
Yes, that's what I thought too.
Yep.
All right then. You finally convinced Paimon. You guys were right.
What are you scared of, little one? Don't be deceived by her day-to-day antics. Miko is actually one of the most powerful yokai out there.
Not only that, Urakusai, but my latest work has beaten that book you wrote, A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits, to become the most popular in Inazuma.
Of course. You were never one to make extra work for yourself where you can help it. And yet you went to all these lengths to find my painting room, and even took the trouble to summon me. I knew you must have some ulterior motive. You were always the one to pick a quarrel with me when we all used to gather around and share stories. All right. You win, I lose. Happy now?
I finally get to hear you say it centuries later. Ooh, I must say it feels good.
I remember when you were just a little girl, always hanging off my shoulders. A few 100 years later, and you're all grown up.
Aw.
Oh, Urakusai, how much time do you have left?
Not much. That goes for all of us, actually. We've all got to go back where we came from in the end. Everyone's quite content in many ways, but they still can't help but ask, are we ever going to have another Hyakyako?
Don't you worry about that, Urakusai. Arrangements are being made. When my bell rings, it means the moonless night is upon us.
Great. Wonderful. Fantastic. Miko, it's been nice catching up, but I'd better conserve my energy if I want to stick it out until then. So, I'll be on my way now.
All right. Goodbye then, Urakusai.
One last thing, Miko. I just want to know, have you been well all these years?
I've been great, of course. Every day is a happy one. Especially these days. Not only do I have my light novels, but I've also met these two delightfully nosy outlanders. And even A is finally starting to come to her senses. Quite a miracle, given how pig-headed she can be.
Oh, well, great. That's fantastic.
Urakusai, you'd be right at home in this era. A great storyteller and artist like yourself would be the Yae Publishing House's ace in the hole. And I would personally be hounding you over your next installment.
He disappeared. Are you awake? How are you feeling?
Are you all there? Here, like last time, repeat after me.
Oh. 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
Oh, you beat me to it. Looks like your brain is intact.
That's good.
So, your first possession, What was it like?
I remember everything pretty clearly. I just couldn't get in on the conversation myself. Not that I would say much anyway.
Good. Saves me from having to explain everything again. Hearing Rakusai admit defeat has put me in the most wonderful mood. In return, it's only fair that we make sure to deliver on what they're all hoping for.
You mean the Moonless Night? They want to do a Hyakiyako. Damn, let me try that again. Hyakiyako, that's it.
Yes, though they only represent a tiny proportion of the memories in the ley lines, it will still be quite a sight to behold when the time comes. Since you've come this far, why don't you do one last thing for me, I'll need your help with the ritual.
Okay.
You cannot be serious, Miko! After all that, you still have more errands for us? You guys teamed up to scare Paimon just now. If you think Paimon's gonna do anything you ask for, think again!
Aw, come on. I'm really only asking you to finish what you started. Besides, your paychecks are still in my hands.
She's not wrong.
Paimon's paycheck?
My paycheck.
Well, there's no way out now. We're in too deep.
Okay. I just want to say that, so just like in Yae Miko fashion, she's in on it, right? She's in on everything. It explains why she's all nonchalant in the beginning. It explains the other stuff I said later on with the book doing better than hers and how she reacted to it and stuff. And yeah, it's just, it makes sense. It wasn't her that wrote the book. I was wrong about that. And it wasn't an evil spirit. It was just one of her yokai friends having fun. And she knew the whole time. I think that's cool. I think that feels, to me, that feels different. If you think about it, in this story quest, there wasn't really any immediate danger. Although it felt like there could have been at some points. But all in all, it wasn't like there was nothing immediately life-threatening. I don't know. It was a cool way to get to explore and see more of this character with this kind of thing going on. Because usually there is some kind of conflict, right? Not saying that there wasn't conflict here. We did fight things and stuff, but this is on par for what I believe a Yae Miko quest should be. She was in control the whole time for the most part, and yeah, knew things while we didn't. Let's go to the shrine.
Well, hello there, my little helpers. So nice of you to join me. You're right on time, too.
As if we had a choice. We just want our paychecks. So, Miko, what exactly do we have to do to make this Hyakiyako happen? Also, to be clear, we actually have no idea what it even means.
It might sound ominous, but to put it simply, the Hyakyako is just a gathering of the yokai. Back in the day at yokai gatherings, once everyone had had plenty to drink, one by one they'd start soaring into the sky with their yokai powers. There were so many of them that their silhouettes would block out the moon. But now, the yokai memories that leak from the ley lines are weak. They are no longer able to fly. So I will be performing a convocation ritual for them, gathering all the wandering memories together in one place. When the time comes, they will gather in the sky above the Grand Narukami Shrine. Once their energy is spent, they will be satisfied and return to where they belong.
I see. I understand.
All the preparations for the ritual have actually been made well in advance. Remember the incantation and the mention of moonless night that I added to our novel?
Oh yeah! Something about reciting the secret spells of Lady Kitsune on a moonless night.
That's the one. Actually, it's not a wish-granting incantation at all. It's a spell to help calm the ley line memories. When that time comes, let's all pitch in and help send them on their way.
What do you need from me?
I will start the ritual preparations shortly, and at that time, I need you to do 2 things.
Yes.
First, tell the Shrine Maidens to leave the mountain.
Okay.
During the Hyakyako, a whole swarm of yokai memories will be hanging around in the air above the Grand Narukami Shrine. Having the Shrine Maidens leave avoids the bothersome issue of someone potentially getting possessed. After that, I will commence the ritual, and the memories will begin to congregate. This will take some time. I need you at the foot of Mount Yogo during this part to keep an eye on nearby monster activity.
Okay.
The memories are normally dispersed and don't pose a threat, but when their energy is concentrated, it is likely to disturb the monsters. They may see this as an opportunity to try and make it up the mountain. I need you to fend them off so that that doesn't happen.
All right.
Alright, got it. Then what?
Well, if at that point you felt like coming to the shrine and getting a close-up view of the yokai, I wouldn't say no.
Nice.
Okay, let's get going.
Just gotta do a little security, some you know, bouncer action, and then we get to party.
Descend the mountain? Are those Lady Kuchi's orders?
Yes.
Yep, Miko said the ritual she's gonna perform soon might pose a physical danger to you all.
I see. I'll evacuate everyone right away. What about you?
Oh, we're just... Don't worry about us, we're fine.
We'll be taking care of a couple other things for her. And once we're done with that, we're gonna come back and do the ritual together.
We want to make sure she's safe too.
It seems like Lady Guji places great trust in you.
She does.
Lady Guji's never allowed anyone else to be in her presence when she's conducted rituals like this in the past. Thank you for helping with the ritual, and good luck.
Thanks.
Don't worry, we're much stronger than we look.
Well, at least one of us is. Paimon's Jack.
Start the ritual. Come on, let's go deal with the monsters down the mountain.
All right.
These monsters look really riled up.
Let's get rid of them for Miko.
Yep. Let's get rid of them as fast as we can. Then we can get back in time to see the yokai.
Yeah.
All right, here they come.
All right.
No touching.
With the wind!
Transfiguration.
Out.
For Rex Lapis.
By ordinance divine.
Shaken and stirred. Look at you, boozhound.
My blade!
This is long overdue. Born of ice and frost.
There's so many of them. Come on, you can do it.
We got this. We're good.
All hail.
Don't hold back!
All right, that's the last of the monsters. How far along do you think the ritual is? Let's head down to the Grand Narukami Shrine and take a look.
Okay. Ooh, okay.
Wow, so many. They're everywhere. Huh?
Yes, the memories of the yokai. They haven't been able to relax and soar through the air like this for a long time. Come with me. You all right, little one? You look a little nervous.
It's just, Paimon's never seen anything like this before. Whoa, they've really blocked out the moon.
It does look a little intimidating, doesn't it? But I know them. They may be loud and brash at times, but they are good and brave souls. Even after losing their lives in a brutal war, they have never given in to grief or despair. Alas, their time is short.
Do they really have to go?
It's a feast, and all feasts come to an end. Since you're sorry to see them leave, why don't you do the recital along with me? O Hakushin, cause of this enchantment, in reverence I perform this rite.
In reverence, I perform this rite.
To be a guiding light.
Wow, so beautiful! Look, lights are coming from Inazuma City!
The book says, recite the secret spells of Lady Kitsune tonight, and our wishes will come true.
O Hakushin, cause of this enchantment.
I perform this rite to be a guiding light.
Your unrivaled power will be honored eternally.
Murakusai, you asked if I was doing well. Really, every day is a happy day for me. But watching you all leave now, I can't help but feel a little lonely. Just a little, of course. Just as I thought. The ritual went very smoothly. Thank you both.
Miko, are you alright?
Oh, I'm great.
But the look on your face just now...
I'm fine, seriously. Really, No. Honestly, you two.
Miko...
Fine. Well, if you're dead set on doing something for me, you can treat me to a meal.
Sure, no problem. A meal it is.
A meal? It's a deal.
Okay. Well, see you soon then.
Oh my god. That was beautiful. So other than the cutscene just looking great, I thought it was really cool to see the NPCs in the village, like, you know, doing the thing, because of course they would. They've been reading the books and all that stuff. And Miko's character is awesome. That ending bit there, though, that almost got me. Props to the voice actress. Holy shit. Because Yae Miko, of course, always acts fine. Everything's fine. Everything's okay. She's always happy. And sure, perhaps she is telling the truth like she says. That very subtle choke at the end of like that sentence she said, trying to convince them that she's fine, and then she had to just kind of just stop, put her hands on her hips, like, really, I'm okay. Like, but like right before that moment, boy, she was on the verge of freaking breaking. That was good. That if if Yae Miko broke down crying, I was going to do the same. I felt that. That was crazy. But what a great scene. What a beautiful moment. How does it do it? How does this game get me like emotional out of nowhere? Like I'm fine 2 seconds before, and then they do something like that, and I'm like, oh, I'm fine. I'm okay. Everything's fine. Trying to pull a Yae Miko, but not nearly as suave.
The venue is Uyu Restaurant. Let's go!
Yep. Let's go. And sure, you could argue it wasn't the most action-packed thing. It's a lot of walking around. But the actual story element to it, I really did enjoy. So, there's that.
Wait is unbearable. How is the next chapter of the miraculous adventures of the Traveler not released yet?
It was quite a surprise when the moonless night finally came.
Yeah, that huge black cloud over Mount Yogo that night. It just seemed to form out of nowhere.
But then nothing happened after I made a wish using the method in that book.
Yeah. I guess light novels are just fiction after all, huh?
You think?
That night was definitely the nail in the coffin for the incantations from novels fad. Still, something tells me the miraculous adventures of the Traveler will remain an interesting series for a long time to come.
This is this guy's subtle way of telling me to hurry up and play the game.
Huh? Paimon can't see Miko anywhere. Guess she's not out here. Maybe she went inside already. Let's head in and look for her.
Okay.
Is there anything in the world that will satisfy my taste?
I'm still feeling that cutscene.
Ah, my little friends. There you are.
Miko, what is this? You started eating without us?
Chill, Paimon.
I did, yes. You're paying, after all. The
Damn.
thought of being able to eat the most expensive dishes and drink the finest sake, all for absolutely free? Oh, I just couldn't wait any longer.
Damn, we just got wrecked.
Ah, boss, see these two faces here? Remember them. They're the ones picking up the bill later.
Alrighty.
Oh, man.
What's gotten into you? Come on, sit yourselves down. You have to try this fish. It's found exclusively in the waters around Seirai Island. They shipped it to Inazuma overnight, and it was still alive right up until I ordered it.
Well, that's one thing that's still alive over there.
Or maybe you'd rather try this? I know.
Not anymore, actually.
I normally can't bring myself to drink sake this expensive either. If you don't drink alcohol, that's fine too. There are all kinds of fruit juices covering the whole price spectrum.
If I'm paying for all this, you can count on me for drinking some of that alcohol.
Miko, you are outrageous! Last time we were here working on the novel, all you ordered for us was the plainest kushikatsu!
Strange. I remember no such thing.
Kushikatsu and fried tofu. That was it.
Oh, so what? You did offer to treat me to a meal, didn't you? Anyway, I am something of a VIP, you know. Wouldn't you find it embarrassing to treat me anything short of lavishly?
Miko, this meal is going to be super expensive! Aren't you afraid we won't be able to afford it?
Oh, don't you worry about that. You can most definitely afford it. They're still printing your light novel by the batch, you know. You have quite the generous payment due.
Yeah, it's just gonna... Yeah, that's just... Yeah, uh-huh. It's fair.
What? Aw, darn it! She tricked us into this! Miko was after our Mora from the very beginning!
We've been taken for a ride.
Oh, the looks on your faces right now. Too perfect. Oh, by the way, since nobody's wishes came true on the moonless night, novels with incantations are no longer in vogue.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll have to come up with something new for the next chapter of The Miraculous Adventures of the Traveler. The deadline is looming. I'm counting on you.
Great. Good. And that's it. Let's talk to Yae Miko before we end this.
Thank you for the meal. I thoroughly enjoyed myself today. Oh, did I mention? A saw that convocation ritual we performed over the Grand Narukami Shrine.
Oh, nice.
I know she can be pig-headed, but it still took me by surprise when she wrote me a long and sternly worded letter about it, chastising me for taking this whole thing much too far. Ugh, I hardly see what all the fuss is about. Everyone seemed perfectly happy to me.
And that was it. That was Yae Miko's story quest. And honestly, going into it, I haven't really heard anything about this at all. Usually I hear a little bit of something, whether people generally like something or maybe not so much or whatever that is. But for Yae Miko, I don't really remember anything in particular, whether or not it was, oh, it's a good one. Oh, it's not so great. It's kind of boring. It's mid. It's what I don't remember really hearing anything. But I actually really enjoyed her story quest. And honestly, I think what carried it the most is, other than the cutscenes toward the end being absolutely beautiful, it's that one moment that I kept talking about and gushing over where you see a little bit more of her, the side that is suppressed or hidden. And yeah, I don't know, something about that moment there really made me care for this character more than I had before. Before, I just thought she was really cool, but now I'm like, I sympathize. Not really sure, but that's just the feeling. I think she's a great character. Whenever she's around in a quest or an event, I think it's a great time. She's just very, very interesting to me. So doing this story quest was a lot of fun, and yeah, let me know your thoughts on Yae Miko. Do you like her? Do you dislike her? How about this story quest? Did you enjoy it? Did you not remember it? Do you have fond memories of it? I don't know. Let me know what you think in general about all this stuff. But as of right now, that's it. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video, let me know by leaving a like. Leave your comments down below. Check out the description for additional ways of how to support me. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, then what are you doing? Go and hit that button. It doesn't take too long, and it helps me out and you. So thanks again. I appreciate it. And until next time, shine on, you crazy diamonds. Later.